Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Northern Ag TV. Well, we're coming to you from Laramie, Wyoming at the 2025 Wyoming Stockgrowers Summer Cattle Convention. And joining us here today, Jack Berger, the president of the Wyoming Stockgrowers. Jack, why don't you highlight a little bit about what this Summer Cattle Convention means to producers, maybe what producers are going to learn here at this convention?
Well, we have a lot going on. Like always, it seems like it's a lot of issues and stuff, and we're having our committee meetings today and got good agendas there, and hopefully we get a lot of participation because, you know, this affects all the ag producers, and they need to try and be here. I know everybody's busy, and it's hard to get away sometimes, but anyway, it's important to be involved, and we all kind of stick together and have some unity and work on our issues together and stuff. So.
Absolutely, and it's a very important time right now in the cattle industry. We're seeing record high numbers, a lot of optimism in the cattle industry. What does it mean to have the producers come here to kind of share that common ground, talk about those issues together, and what does it mean for you as a president of Wyoming Stockgrowers?
Well, again, you got to have the participation. I know I had a producer years ago say, you know, I was sitting at home, I had these problems, I didn't know what to do about it, and then I finally went to Wyoming Stockgrowers, and there's so many other people had the same problems, you know, and you can work on those things together and stuff, and that's what's real important, is to have that turnout and the people to talk about the issues.
Yep, the networking here is so important and crucial to all of those producers. Why don't you highlight some of the events that have happened this year for Wyoming Stockgrowers serving as president? What's been going on this year?
Oh, like always, we are very involved in the legislature and stuff. There's a lot going on there and stuff, and our executive vice president Jim McGagney, of course, he has a lot of influence there and stuff, which the Stockgrowers plays a big role in that and stuff, which is very good. We made our annual April trip to Washington D.C. for the Public Lands Council and NCBA update and stuff, and those organizations do so much back there and stuff, and it's great to do that and be involved with them.
They do a lot for these organizations, and it's great to be a part of that. Talking about some of these ag issues, the policies and the organizations, what are some issues here that producers are looking into the summertime? What are some of those issues that are maybe concerning that we want to highlight here at the convention?
Well, like you already said, the cattle prices are the bright spot on the whole thing right now. We have Kent Backus here from NCBA, and he's going to be talking about taxes and tariffs and stuff, which will be a good thing. And Cattlefax is here, and we just got a lot of issues, and we'll work through those today in our committee meetings.
A lot to talk about and a lot of optimism here at the Wyoming Stockgrowers Summer Cattle Convention. Again, Jack Berger, president of the Wyoming Stockgrowers. Thanks for being here. We're going to have a lot more coming to you from this week. Stay tuned. We'll take a look at the markets right after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Well, thanks for joining us back here for the markets. Here at Wyoming Stockgrowers Summer Cattle Convention, optimism is high. We've seen record high cash cattle prices and strong demand for U.S. beef. However, there are still some concerns with the producers about the New World screwworm inching closer and closer to the U.S. southern border. Taking a look at the future markets, cattle futures did drop 50 cents to $1 in the feeder cattle, with the live contracts falling down another 50 cents to $1. Cash cattle trade for the week has been light so far, with some of the live bids in Texas surfacing at $226 and dress bids still at $367. Choice cutouts for the box beef did see a little resistance yesterday as they were down another 56 cents at $365.44. On the local auction front, Bowman Livestock Auction had another strong weigh-up and slaughter cow sale. Weigh-up cows ranged from 147 to 189, with heiferettes selling from 230 to 260. Slaughter bulls continue to hold a strong market value, bringing 182 to 199. Unfortunately for the wheat markets, they couldn't hold on to support from Monday. Winter wheat conditions did see slight improvement from last week. North Dakota did show an 11-point boost in the spring wheat crop conditions. Outside pressure on the wheat contracts came from the strengthening U.S. dollar. Winter wheat contracts did fall 3 cents, with spring wheat off nearly a dime, and Chicago markets also down 3 cents. For the row crops, corn and soybeans did find some technical support Tuesday afternoon. Corn contracts managed to hold on to around penny gains, with Monday's crop progress report showing 93% of corn planted across the region, on pace with the 5-year average. Corn crop conditions did gain a point, and now sitting at 69% good to excellent. For the soybeans, they traded around 7 cents higher, with their crop progress report 4 points above the 5-year average. The USDA did give their first crop conditions report for soybeans, showing 67% of the crop is rated good to excellent. Well, that's all for this episode of Northern Ag TV. I'm Colton Young, Northern Ag Network.